Welcome to the deep dive. Are you looking for that competitive edge, that truly well-informed perspective that helps you cut through all the noise?
Yeah.
You're definitely in the right place because today we're embarking on a fascinating deep dive into something that impacts, well, every single one of us. The global consumer trends shaping 2025.
hmm
We've gone through a mountain of expert analyses, research reports, industry insights, sources like Euromonitor International, Nielsen IQ, Kantar, Gartner, McKinsey, Deloitte.
The big names.
Exactly, to pull out the most important nuggets of knowledge for you.
That's right. And our mission today is really to distill these insights. We want to help you understand not just what is happening with global consumers, but maybe more importantly, why these shifts are so significant.
Right.
And, what they truly mean for businesses, but also for individuals, for you and me.
Okay.
What's particularly fascinating here, I think, is how these trends, which might seem separate, are actually deeply interconnected. They paint this complex, but really compelling picture of tomorrow's marketplace.
Okay, let's unpack this then. What we've gathered clearly shows a world where consumers are feeling the economic pressure, definitely embracing new technologies, and profoundly reevaluating their core priorities. So get ready for maybe some aha moments that might just change how you think about your next purchase.
Sounds good.
To kick things off, let's start with something, well, deeply personal that's become a huge driver of consumer behavior. Our own well-being. It seems health is, well, it isn't just a saying anymore, is it? It's
Right.
like a global investment strategy.
Absolutely. The health and wellness focus, it's far beyond just treating illness.
Right.
It's now about actively preventing disease and pursuing holistic well-being, mind, body, spirit, the whole package.
And that translates into spending.
Oh, absolutely. This shift translates into truly significant consumer spending. For instance, the global wellness industry market size. It's forecast to reach a staggering $7 trillion by 2025.
Yeah, $7 trillion. That's a mind-boggling number.
It really is.
Yeah. So it's not just about the big money. It reveals a fundamental shift, right? Consumers aren't just reacting to health problems anymore.
Exactly. They're proactively investing in an overall healthy lifestyle.
Okay.
And this means brands, well, they need to pivot. They need to move from just fixing problems to actually enhancing well-being. And that's across almost every product category, from the food we eat to the tech we use.
Like fitness trackers and apps?
Yeah, look at the global health tech market. It's anticipated to reach $650 billion by 2025. Or think about vitamins and nutritional supplements. That market's projected to hit nearly $140 billion.
Wow.
And we're seeing rapid growth in specific categories too, like products for brain health, joint health, vision, that kind of thing. Expected to be the fastest growing from 2024 to 2026.
And what's truly striking, I think, about this health trend is how it's extending into areas like weight management. We saw that nearly a third, 31% of global consumers are saying they are likely to use medication to aid weight loss efforts.
That's a huge number.
It really is.
Right.
And it highlights the widespread impact of these GLP-1 drugs, the new class of powerful weight loss medications. They're affecting everything from food choices to social habits.
Yeah, that's a whole other conversation in itself, the impact of those. But that focus on health, though, it isn't happening in a vacuum, is it?
No, definitely not.
It actually intersects profoundly with economic realities. And that leads us directly into another key trend: wiser and rational spending. Consumers are just becoming much more strategic, more discerning with their money.
How so?
Look at the numbers. Over half, 54% of consumers actively avoid waste. They're making sure they don't buy what they won't actually use.
Right, making conscious choices.
Exactly. And 41% actively plan their purchases. They manage their spending before they even step into a store or click buy online.
Think about that. It's not just about pinching pennies. It's, like you said, a profound shift in mindset. We're moving from maybe impulsive buying to more strategic, value-driven consumption, where every dollar is considered more like an investment, not just a transaction.
That's a great way to put it.
And that explains why 50% of global consumers are buying more private label goods than ever before. And this is astonishing. 40% are willing to pay more for private labels they truly love and trust.
Yeah, that perception is totally flipped for some brands.
It's not just about finding something cheap anymore. It's about that perceived value and trust in a brand, even if it's the store's own label.
Exactly. And this shift, it's clearly driven by palpable economic pressure. I mean, 33% of global consumers say their biggest concern is rising food prices.
Understandable.
followed by utilities at 20%, and then recession threats at 19%. This cost sensitivity to popular products means we're seeing direct impacts from commodity price hikes.
Right.
Cocoa up 128%.
Wow, chocolate prices.
Right. Coffee up 43%, milk up 44%. These aren't just abstract numbers. They directly hit sales volumes of stuff we buy every day.
Yeah.
So consumers are planning significant cuts in non-essential spending for 2025. We're talking 38% planning to spend less on dining out, 37% less on entertainment, 36% less on food delivery, and 35% less on non-essential clothing.
That really hits home. I think many of us can relate to that feeling of sticker shock at the grocery store lately.
Oh,
It
definitely.
makes you really reconsider what's actually going in your cart. So, okay, we're health conscious, we're budget savvy, but with all this economic pressure, what about our impact on the planet? Is sustainability still a priority?
It absolutely is. And what's interesting is how it's evolving. Environmental awareness and ecological choices aren't just a niche concern anymore.
Right, it feels more mainstream now.
It really is. Sustainability has moved squarely into the mainstream as a driver of purchase decisions. And consumers are now looking beyond just the environmental principles. They're considering the practical benefits too.
Like what kind of benefits?
Things like utility and efficiency. Does this energy-saving appliance actually save me money? Does this durable item last longer so I buy less? That kind of practical angle.
Okay, makes sense. And are they actually willing to, put their money where their mouth is, pay more?
They are, surprisingly perhaps given the budget focus. Consumers are, on average, willing to spend 9.7% more for sustainable products.
Nearly 10% more. Okay.
And the market reflects this. As of Q2 2024, there were 5 million online SKUs, that's individual product items,
Right.
with sustainable claims across 11 FMCG industries. So, fast-moving consumer goods, like groceries, toiletries,
Got it.
across 25 countries. And the global sustainable product market is projected to reach an impressive $1.5 trillion by 2025.
That's incredible growth. So these shifts in spending and environmental consciousness, they're also deeply intertwined with how we're all using technology, right?
Absolutely.
And let's maybe get into the fascinating role of AI in all of this.
Yeah, the AI paradox and integration is truly intriguing. Because on one hand, consumers are increasingly embracing AI's convenience.
Like for recommendations.
Exactly. For things like purchase recommendations, daily shopping decisions, 40% of consumers say they're willing to accept purchase recommendations from AI assistants.
Yeah.
And Gartner predicts that a massive 70% of all consumer interactions will involve AI by 2025.
70%. That's almost everything.
It's huge. And McKinsey research even suggests companies adopting AI can boost customer satisfaction by 15–20%. Plus, we're seeing 70% of businesses planning to integrate generative AI into their customer experience strategies very soon.
So we're really on the cusp of AI being everywhere in our shopping lives, making things easier, more personalized.
Potentially, yes.
But this raises a really important question, doesn't it? With AI becoming so prevalent, what happens to data privacy and trust? How do people feel about all their information being used by these systems?
Well, that becomes absolutely paramount. You can't have one without the other, really. Consumers are increasingly aware of their digital footprint. And we're seeing a trend where 60% of consumers are expected to use data wallets tools to manage their personal information by 2025. It gives them more control over who sees what.
More control. Okay.
And authenticity is just crucial. An overwhelming 98% of consumers find authentic images and videos essential. They want real connections, real people, not just AI-generated perfection.
Yeah, that makes total sense. So it sounds like whether it's through health, sustainability, or tech, consumers ultimately want everything simplified and easy. Is that the next big theme here?
Precisely. That's the core of the simplification and convenience trend. In our fast-paced, information-overloaded world.
Tell me about it.
Right. Consumers crave simple, direct shopping experiences that just save them time and mental effort. For example, 42% of consumers are using live shopping because it allows them to quickly understand product features and enjoy a really convenient, interactive experience.
Okay, let's unpack this idea of value, though. Because the source material really redefines value for money, or CP value. It's not just about the product itself anymore.
That's a crucial point. A huge majority, 85% of consumers, now agree that product value isn't just the item they buy. It's the entire shopping process.
A whole experience.
The whole experience. And this brings us to what the research calls the 4 conveniences, which really illustrate this new definition.
Okay, what are they?
First, convenient to obtain. Think of your local 7-Eleven or corner store.
Right. Higher price sometimes, but it's right there.
Exactly. You pay a premium for that ultimate accessibility and speed.
Okay. Number 2.
Second, convenient to abandon. This one is huge and honestly a real challenge for businesses. Consumers now expect super easy returns and exchanges.
Oh, yeah. Free returns, easy drop-offs.
Totally. And you hear stories, some people might order, say, 20 items online just to try them on, keep one, and send back 19,
Wow.
which is incredibly convenient for the buyer, right?
Yeah.
But it creates these massive reverse logistics challenges, huge costs for businesses.
Yeah, I can imagine. Shipping costs, restocking.
And potentially turning perfectly good returned items into, well, welfare products sold at deep discount or even unsellable waste,
Yeah.
especially for things like perishable goods or intimate apparel.
That's a big downside. Okay, what's the third convenience?
Third is convenient to exchange. This ties right into the boom in secondhand markets. Resale, trade-ins.
Like Depop or Vinted?
Exactly. 87% of people agree that the liquidity of the secondhand market, how easily you can resell something, is actually part of a product's value proposition now.
Interesting. So you buy something thinking about its resale value later.
Precisely. People are increasingly willing to exchange used items. It fosters a shared economy, reduces waste, maybe trading an old sofa for a few cups of coffee, or reselling a dress after wearing it once.
Okay. And the last one?
Fourth is convenient to upgrade. Consumers really want to avoid being locked in by proprietary specifications.
Like needing a special charger only one brand makes.
Exactly that kind of thing. They prefer products with open, compatible standards. Think about buying a baby crib. You prefer one that fits a standard-size mattress, right? Not some odd size that limits your choices for sheets later on. Consumers value that freedom to adapt and upgrade easily.
Got it. So it really isn't just about what you buy anymore. It's how you buy it, how easily you can return it if needed, how you might resell it down the line, and how seamlessly it fits into your existing life and stuff. It's this holistic view.
Exactly right. A holistic view of the product's entire journey. And this ties directly into omnichannel transformation.
Meaning online and offline blending together.
Completely. The lines are blurring. Consumers expect absolutely seamless experiences across all channels online, mobile app, physical store, social media.
Right.
We're seeing 75% of consumers using 2 or more channels to shop and 30% using at least 3.
So you might browse online, check it out in store, then buy on the app.
Precisely. And if you offer a really good app experience, research shows 36% of consumers are actually willing to spend more with that brand.
Interesting.
And this seamless experience, it also merges into what's being called Experience Economy 2.0 and retailtainment.
Retailtainment, like shopping as entertainment.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Consumers are no longer content with just transactions. They're actively seeking engaging, entertaining shopping experiences.
So like trying on clothes virtually, using AR, or maybe playing a game built into a brand's app.
Precisely. Or those immersive phygital interactions, physical plus digital.
Digital, okay.
Like AI-driven displays in stores that personalize recommendations as you walk by. It's all about engagement.
And this desire for novelty and engagement, that also creates what the research called short-term traffic dynamics, right?
Yes. Think of pop-up stores that are only there for a week.
Or flash sales online.
Or even, that mobile food truck, maybe a roasted chicken truck that announces its limited time location on social media each day.
Creating that buzz, that urgency.
Exactly. These aren't just marketing stunts anymore. They create buzz, they drive immediate purchases, they foster that sense of urgency, that FOMO fear of missing out. It's all about creating a unique, limited time, engaging experience.
Which brings us to a really crucial point. How do businesses actually connect with these evolving consumers, especially the younger generations, like Gen Z, who've basically grown up immersed in all of this?
Yeah, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? The core idea here has to be a deeply user-centric approach.
User-centric, meaning?
Meaning digital platforms, AI, all that tech, they're just tools. The real strategy, the key to success, lies in truly deeply understanding your customer's profile.
Beyond just demographic.
Way beyond. Their generation, sure, but also their region, their education, their beliefs, their values, their thoughts, their behaviors. The future isn't shaped by technology alone. It's shaped by this profound commitment to user-centric thinking.
Okay, so how do you actually do that, especially with younger generations? The sources mentioned some secrets.
They did. Several key strategies emerged. First, community segmentation marketing.
Okay, what's that?
Instead of just broad demographics like 18, 24-year-olds, you focus on shared behaviors and psychology to find these warm circles.
Warm circle.
Yeah, like groups built around shared passions, gamers, specific hobbyists, fans of a certain type of music or ethical stance. You're targeting shared interests and values, not just an age bracket.
Finding your tribe. Okay, what else?
Second, communicating brand value. Younger consumers are significantly more likely to spend if they identify with a brand's values. It's not enough just to list product features anymore, like telling them about the carotenoids in a juice.
Right, that sounds like old school marketing.
It is. It's more about having a relatable meme or a fun, memorable hook, maybe a playful element in the advertising. Like that Palmly juice ad that apparently went viral by humorously highlighting data about veggie intake.
So using humor and being relatable. Having a gag goes a long way, as the source put it.
Exactly. A clever, funny element can be incredibly effective in cutting through the noise. It creates connection, not just conveys information.
Okay, makes sense. What's the third secret?
Third, provide experiences, not just goods. Brands need to offer opportunities for immersive experience. This often gets called the nurture, trap, harvest model.
Nurture, trap, harvest. Sounds a bit intense. It's based on that Chinese idiom, yang ta sha, right?
It is. And maybe the translation sounds harsh, but the concept is about engagement. Brands first nurture interest. Maybe let consumers try a product or experience for free or low cost.
Like a free trial or a demo.
Exactly. Then they create a trap, not in a bad way, but by getting them hooked, integrated, making the product indispensable or highly enjoyable.
Building loyalty, getting them invested.
Right. And finally, they harvest by monetizing that deep engagement. Think of it more like try before you buy, build loyalty, then monetize. Examples include virtual try-on apps like IKEA's Place app.
Yeah, where you can see furniture in your room.
Or those enhanced cinema experiences like 4D or 5D movies that engage more senses than just sight and sound. They create memorable experiences.
Okay, what else?
Fourth, soft sell, not hard sell. Content needs to be presented in a really soft, engaging way. Avoid preachy tones or overly promotional language. Young people are super sensitive to obvious sales pitches and tune them out.
Authenticity again.
And finally, innovation. It sounds obvious, but young people inherently love innovative, interesting, creative approaches. They expect brands to be pushing boundaries, trying new things.
Okay, so if I'm hearing you correctly, connecting with modern consumers, especially younger ones, it's really about empathy, isn't it?
I think so.
And authenticity, creating that sense of shared pride or belonging, maybe even tapping into national pride sometimes, rather than just focusing on, small pleasures or just the lowest price.
Exactly. Meeting those deeper psychological needs is now just as important, if not sometimes more important, than the price tag itself. Low price isn't the ultimate king anymore.
That's a huge shift.
It is. And other overarching trends reflect these changing values too. We see the continued subscription economy expansion, where access trumps ownership, especially for younger demographics.
Right, streaming services, software, even cars sometimes.
Yeah. There's also a growing minimalism and mindful consumption movement, pushing back against excessive buying.
Buying less but better.
Sort of, yeah. And then there's the significant silver economy boom driven by aging populations globally, a huge market with specific needs.
Can't ignore that demographic.
Definitely not. And finally, a really increasing demand for inclusivity. A powerful 82% of consumers believe brands should actually increase their LGBTQ plus marketing efforts, for example. Representation matters across the board.
Wow. That is a staggering amount of change happening all at once across consumer behavior. So looking at all these trends together, the health focus, the budget consciousness, the eco-awareness, the tech integration, the need for convenience and experience, what's the single biggest takeaway for businesses trying to navigate all this?
That's a tough question, but I think it raises another important one. As consumers become more complex and their expectations keep evolving, demanding ultimate convenience, amazing experiences, personalization, sustainability, data privacy, how will businesses actually balance all that? How do they balance delivering on those high expectations with the very real underlying costs and risks? We talk about reverse logistics, data security. These things aren't trivial.
No, they have real bottom line impacts.
Exactly. So the market will continue to demand not just deep understanding of these trends, but also incredibly agile and adaptable strategies. You can't just set a plan and forget it for 5 years anymore.
Constant evolution seems key. So for you, our well-informed listener, thinking about everything we've unpacked today, What stands out to you as the biggest shift? How will you adapt your own consumption habits or perhaps your business approach to not just survive, but actually thrive in this rapidly evolving consumer landscape? Something to think about.